Hi, and welcome to Rise, Heal, and Grow. I'm Leah M. Hill. This show is a podcast production of Apollo Sunrise Center, which is a holistic wellness retreat center now in Newburyport, Massachusetts, offering interactive experiences for learning, transformation, and growth. On this show, we shine the light on those who nurture wellness and inspire positive change. My guest today is Giovanna Chaisson. She is the founder of Art Experienced. Hello, Giovanna.
Hi, Leah. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm glad you're here today. I just love the work that you do, and just from what little I've seen from the time that we have spent together over the last couple of years and working on the women's conference and everything, I just was always really inspired by what you do and what you offer. So I'm really excited to have you here today to tell everybody about what you do. But first of all, you started out in interior design.
Is that right? So it's such a story of how even that kind of happened by accident, but I studied interior design at Syracuse University and got into it right out of college. And because I was comfortable speaking in front of groups, I immediately got put in front of clients and kind of just fast tracked. And so I was good at it. Yeah. And just continued to do it and do it and do it and do it until I was director of interior design at one place and then built another team at another place. And when you're good at something, you usually end up staying. So I kind of stayed for a very long time. I actually just left in January.
Oh, wow. But you were there over like 20 years or something.
Yeah, so I was at my first job for 13 years, and I was at this one for over 12.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
So throughout this whole career, that's quite a long career in interior design, what was going on below the surface? What prompted you to leave that and start something new?
It's, again, because I was almost naturally good at it, I thought it was what I was meant to do. Right? So I was like, I'm here.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And that made a lot of sense. When COVID happened, I was working from home. And like so many people, we were juggling a million things. And I always say, like, I'd wake up at 4:30 a.m., work out, because you got to get your self-care in.
Yeah.
Then I would work for the architecture firm. Then I'd help my kids get ready. My husband's business was a seasonal outdoor irrigation company. So he was like, see you later, I'm out.
Oh, my gosh.
And I was home alone with the kids. And by 1 o'clock, I was just exhausted.
Oh, yeah.
And this went on day after day after day. And finally, my daughter, Julia, found me in the bathroom, and I was completely melting down, falling apart. And she said, Mama, you always told me you loved to paint, but I've never seen you do it.
5 years old.
She was
and
5.
She told you this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my
She has
gosh.
opinions. It's great.
So basically, she observed this emotional state that you were in and knew that this track that you were on was not fulfilling anymore. It wasn't. Yeah, it was just burning you out.
And I can even remember in that phase of life, like there's little snippets. And I remember at one point standing on my front porch with a friend, and I said to her, I was like, I'm just so bored. And it was like I had just been doing the same thing over and over again. It wasn't filling my cup anymore. I worked for really good people. They were nice people. I loved my coworkers. Yeah. It just there were other things going on too, but yeah, my daughter really was the push to start creating. So then every day at like lunch, I would lay out all sorts of art supplies all day long. And then I would work at my computer, and then I would like turn around and help her, and then I would turn around and help her a little bit more. And then little by little, I taught myself watercolor, which I had never really done.
Oh, wow.
But it was it was a good challenge. It was hard. It was hard. A lot of people are like, ooh, watercolor's hard. And I'm like, yes, that's why I like it.
Just from my limited experience, it is hard.
I needed something hard.
Yeah.
And it almost put me in like a meditative state, that it gave me this break from the rest of everything else that was going on.
So your daughter said, you love to paint, you haven't been painting, and then what happened? Then you left your full-time job?
So that was in 2000. That was 2000, and for a few years, I just taught myself how to paint. I just found the joy in it. And every time I would just leave I chose watercolor specifically because I could leave it on the dining room table and walk away from it and then come back. And it wasn't super messy, and it wasn't something that like you needed to finish right then and there. And
Yeah.
so when the family was watching TV or playing, I would just sit there, and it was my form of play. It was my form of
Right.
a break.
Right.
And the more I did it, the more I felt like there's something here.
Yeah.
This is lighting me up
Yeah.
in ways that interior design just hasn't in a long time.
Right.
And I decided to have a year of yes, where I just said yes to every opportunity that came my way.
Oh
And
my goodness.
it was like,
that's interesting.
yeah, I was like, how can I make money doing this? I don't really know. And I just had an exploratory year. I did commissions. I designed wallpaper that I never sold,
my
but it was
goodness.
really like
Yeah.
a good exercise. I tried craft fairs. And then in August, I will never forget, I randomly on Instagram saw someone was looking for a vendor. They were having Mariah Gale is her name, and she was looking for vendors for an influencer event.
Oh.
And I was like, I don't know what that is. I don't
Yeah.
even know what an influencer is, but reach out to her. Hey, I don't know what I'll do, but can I come and we'll figure it out. And that event changed everything.
Really?
Yeah.
And that led to the creation of the art experience?
It did.
Oh,
So
gosh.
at that point, I just had, it was like Giovanna Chaisson Design Studio or something. Like
Yeah.
I had showed up to this influencer event. It was beautiful. It was backyard. Everything was pink.
Wow.
It was called the Pink Party.
Oh.
And it was all women. So, immediately your guard is down a little bit, and you're
Yeah.
able to open up, which was really nice. And I get there. It's a hot, humid day. I did my hair. I put on makeup, made sure everybody was all set. I get there, and my little station had fallen through the cracks. I had no place to sit and set
Oh
up.
no.
So I
Oh
was
my
like,
goodness.
Oh, this is a sign. I'm going to go home. And then they were like, no, you're not. You're not going to go home. We're going to find you a table. And they found me a table, and they found me a chair, set me up right next to the bar. I had little watercolor paper, like postcard size, and on the back I had all my info. And I really had no idea. I thought I'd paint like flowers or something. I knew I'd do live painting.
Yeah.
So the first guest, Mariah, comes by. It's her party. She comes by and she says, well, what if you paint me? And I was like, what?
Wow. Have you done this before? This was like totally
like,
new for you?
Okay,
Oh
I
my
loved
God.
fashion when I was a kid. I did
Yeah.
I had fashion plates. I had all of that. I took one fashion drawing class in college just because it was an extra, like a bonus.
Yeah.
College at this point was 20-something years ago.
Oh my
so
gosh.
I pulled
Wow.
the memory. I have no pencil, no eraser, just me and my watercolors. And I'm like, sure.
And you did it?
Yeah.
Good for you.
And then the next person was like, ooh, paint me. And the next person was like, ooh, paint me. And it just kept going on and on.
Oh my goodness.
And what was truly spectacular, and this has in every event that we do, is you see these people who often do not put themselves in the spotlight. And
Right.
now all of a sudden, not only are they're not getting a picture, they're getting a painting done of them.
Actual custom painting, like on the spot.
On the
Right
spot.
there.
And,
oh my goodness.
And they just like light up. And from that, event planners were at that event. And they reached out. They said, we love what you did. Could you do it for our event? And could you do it for our event? And could you do it for our event? And it just grew and grew and grew.
That is so
Yeah.
cool. I love those stories
Yeah.
when it's like the magic happens right when you think it's all going to fall through. Like you said,
100%. 100. I was like, I'm going to go home.
the makeup and the hair was melting. You had no space. You had no table. And then it just turns into this magical experience that launches your business.
It did. It absolutely
Wow.
launched the business. I think, I had my 1 year of yes. Then the next year I called it my year of no.
Oh.
Because
you had-
I found the thing.
Yeah.
And so to then shush everything else and
Right.
stop doing everything else is really hard.
Yeah,
And I
I'm
went
sure.
from getting, at the time I was using an app, and I would get pings on my phone when I'd sell anything, like $5 thing, $10 thing.
Yeah.
So you'd get a lot of pings because you were only selling like little things.
Yeah.
To, very rarely getting a ping because now I was selling much bigger packages. So
Gotcha.
it was very different.
Right.
And so many people encouraged me to quit my job then, but I chose not to because I wanted the ability to stay creative and work out the kinks until I really got it down to a system.
Yeah.
And so I did that for about a year, and then started to build, then started to adding a team.
Wow.
And
you had a team?
yeah,
Oh my goodness.
so now we have a team of 6 artists here in New England.
Oh my God, that's fantastic.
We have an artist in Florida. We have one ready to go in Dallas. So if
Wow.
anyone has contacts in Dallas.
Yeah.
And our plan is really to grow so that we can service our clients that we service here in New England wherever they are. So we work with a lot of corporate event planning companies.
Okay.
And they have global accounts. So we want to be global too. And we want to be able to, and then those, our clients have a consistent point of contact. They know exactly what they're going to get. They know the
Right.
level of service, the level of quality that they're going to get with Art Experience.
That's amazing. So you and your team, you actually, go to work with these corporations or
Yeah.
for these corporate events that could be in any of these locations,
Yeah.
where you or someone on your team would go to the event and actually do the art. Is it
Yeah.
always painting?
Yeah.
Like you just
So-
do anything,
So it's
whatever
the
they want?
fashion portraits is where it all started. And
Okay.
that is definitely still our biggest seller.
Yeah.
But what we're seeing, and because we were one of the first to do it in this area, we're like, okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? So
Yeah.
we've been, our most favorite event is when an event planner comes to us and is like, okay, this is our event. This is how many people we have. This is how much money we have. What can we do that's new and different?
Oh, yeah.
And we've
that's
gotten
fun.
a few of those. And in a couple weeks, we're doing a concert. So it's a music festival for a corporate event in Boston, a corporate client in Boston. So
Okay.
they're having a music festival. They've hired us to paint 200 tambourines.
Oh my goodness.
We'll be able to customize them on site, as well
Wow.
as a ribbon bar, so we can add different colored ribbons. People can pick out what they want. And then in addition to that, they wanted everyone to be able to take home something.
Yeah.
So we have 300 coloring, paint your own cards. And so then I'll design those, and
Yeah.
they'll be, our artwork, and then the guests will get to take them home and create their own artwork.
Yeah.
So that is like the
Oh
ultimate.
my gosh. That
So,
is, I
yeah.
think that's magic right
Yeah.
there. I mean, how this evolved
Yeah.
and it's like, people think they spend so much time building a business plan. This is what I'm
Yes.
going to do. This is my goal. And you just evolved into it. It's so amazing.
It's
and then
so
it just,
amazing.
And then it just grew and spread from there.
Yeah, and
Oh,
and
wow.
it, honestly, like I like to say, like we create joy through art and human connection. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really wonderful, and sometimes it is this really upbeat, like at the music festival. It's going to be high energy, upbeat.
Sure.
Tomorrow, I'm painting live at a leadership summit for a financial company, and I'm going to be that moment of quiet, that moment of pause, where someone could come over and just kind of like take a break and see a softer side of things. So art fills so many different buckets.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can be more activating, and sometimes it can be more relaxing. And we really love to fill all those buckets and design something unique that's going to enhance the event.
Right.
I mean, it's a blast.
Oh my gosh, I can imagine. And I love that this event, you said it was for like financial or
Yeah.
accountant people,
Yeah.
and they want you to come in and do
Yeah.
art. That just, it's
Yeah.
surprising, but it's cool. What a
It's-
great idea.
And it's great. And I find that the financial sector or the tech sector or the law sector, they're the ones who really need it. They need that creative spark and that creative
Yeah.
break, because
Yeah, I
so
would think so.
often their job can seem very mundane. But when we say creativity, there's artistic creativity, but you have to think like everybody needs creativity every day, from
Right.
what you're going to make for dinner to how you dress to creative solutions, and having that ability to be more exploratory and more free with your
Yeah.
thinking. It's so important.
And I'm glad they're open to that. you know.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
that's
good
great.
companies are. Yeah.
So talk a little bit more about this magic of the pause, you know, that taking that time to pause and do that. What is that like for people, especially for someone who's like really busy and overwhelmed? Like how does that help them? How does that work?
I think so often, especially middle-aged women, we are juggling a million things and our brains are go, 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 go.
Yeah.
Right? If you think
Yeah.
back to my story with my daughter, I was just packing as much into that day as I possibly could, never giving myself that pause. When I
Yeah.
finally took a break and just stopped, you know, there's this need for us to all do more, do more, do more. Well, what happens when you do less? And then you're finally opening up space in your brain.
Yeah.
You can release the old things that no longer serve you. And now you're opening up space in your brain for new, exciting ideas and thoughts to come in. And that's really where the creativity happens. I know myself, I'll say it all the time, like, oh, I was showering and washing my hair, and all of a sudden I got a great idea. And that is by design. Your brain, when your brain slows down, you then finally have the ability to think clearly and logically and creatively.
Yeah, I believe that. And I'm always a big meditator. I meditate, but I know a lot of people think of meditation as just like, I can't do it. I can't stop my thoughts. I can't do it. But I like that what you offer people is a way of getting that same experience of opening the space, not just to be creative, like to be an artist or something, but just to have inspiration on anything in your life. Like you said, I feel like you can apply it to your work, to your, relationships, to all these different parts of your life. It's not just about having to paint something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I am not traditionally a meditator. And in the past, I was resistant to kind of more self-reflective work. But about a year ago, I really got interested in hypnosis. And so I learned more about that. And I am actually a certified hypnotist.
I did not know that.
as well
that's
as a
great.
life coach. And I've studied neurolinguistics programming. And I just find the connection of the mind and creativity to be fascinating.
I'm very fascinated by that too. Yes.
And I recently got certified in breath work, which as a creative, I was like, I hate this because I didn't like sitting and doing it, but I am converted. And now I actually love it. I love it. And I love a woman in my class was saying, you don't have to be still the whole time. And you can actually do some drawing or writing or movement during the breath work. But I have found, since I have embraced breath work, I've really seen the benefits. And I actually facilitated a creative breathwork session.
Oh my gosh.
Where I was able to help others get into more of a creative flow and open up their mind to curiosity and play. And that was really fun.
That sounds amazing.
It was amazing.
You have to do that at Apollo Sunrise Center someday.
Deal.
We have to definitely do that.
I got it written, podcast.
And I'm going to sign myself up because that sounds so cool. I'm thinking for writers and not just artists, art. It's just, writing and, all kinds of design, like interior design and advertising. And there's so many things that you can do with this.
So many things. And my son hopes to be a mechanical engineer. And I think like he will even need this at some point. Like every profession needs that curiosity and that freedom to be more curious. And that's where the creativity really comes from.
Yeah. So what would you say to someone, and I used to say this myself, I know when I was a kid, that I'm not creative. I used to say that when I was a kid because I would be in school or art class and I'd be doing my, scribbles and the person next to me was doing this fabulous tree, or the same with writing. I didn't feel like I was a good writer, although I loved it and wanted to write more, but then somebody else would read what they wrote and I felt like it was so much better than mine. So I would just say, I'm not creative. I'm not a creative person. So what do you say to people like that?
We hear it all the time.
I'm sure.
Like almost at every single event, we'll say, I can't draw a stick figure, or I can't draw. And there's so many exercises that you can do without being artistically creative if that's not what you aspire to.
Okay.
I'll also invite people to go look at Jackson Pollock's artwork. He is a famous
Yeah.
artist that his artwork is paint splatters.
Right,
Like,
that's
there
what
is
I'm thinking.
there's no drawing there.
Not even a stick figure on those.
There's not even a
right?
stick figure there. So, you can walk around. I love to walk at sunrise. That is like my favorite thing.
Yeah.
So, and take photographs and see how the light cascades
Yeah,
through
that's
flowers.
creativity.
And that's creativity.
Yeah, absolutely.
What you make for dinner, again, you got to get
That's
pretty
true.
creative, because otherwise it's chicken every night. It's
Yeah.
very boring. If you were to dig a little deeper, most people are going to find that they are creative. It may not be
Yeah.
artistically creative, but in lots of other ways.
Right.
And we all have that special something. I would say start journaling. When you were younger, what was it that you maybe aspired to be that you didn't fulfill?
Yeah.
And just start writing and writing and writing, and not care what comes out, and see. I bet you're going to see some really fun ideas pop out of there that
Right.
your creativity will reveal itself.
You change your mind. Yeah, it's just trying a few different things, right?
For sure.
And seeing what fits, what
Have
works.
a year, yes.
For you. Having a year, yes. I love that idea.
Yeah. Or,
Wow.
a weekend,
Yeah.
anything. Allow yourself. I will say perfectionism will kill creativity in a hot minute.
Okay.
So allow yourself
Yeah,
that
that's probably-
flexibility to make mistakes, try things, not love it, and then move on. And when you can do that, you really will open yourself up to lots of new and exciting opportunities.
Yeah. If you can do that, yeah. And that's one of the things I've been trying to do as well, is like, again, not to like create something every
Yeah.
day, but just I'm a big journaler. I've always been journal writing, but to add a little bit of sketching in there just for a few minutes. And I have these like pens that I love that are like brush pens or something. And I just do a little, sometimes they're stick figures, sometimes they're just squiggles on the paper, but I feel like it's just doing something.
Yeah.
It's like helping. And again, because even though I guess I am sort of a perfectionist, and I normally wouldn't, I would just say, you know what, I don't have to show this to anybody. Nobody has to see this.
And
It's just me.
That's
And
the best.
Yeah.
And I am honestly quite grateful to myself for just allowing myself to paint for 2-3 years.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I didn't really share it with many people. It was really just for
It
me.
was just for you. Yeah.
And that set the foundation that I can move forward. And even now, sometimes I'll have to remind myself to just go paint for yourself. And it doesn't
Right.
need to be for anyone else or for a client.
Yeah.
And I still get a lot of joy out
Yeah,
of
I'm
that.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure you do. So in this work that you've been doing with your events and the classes and the things that you taught, are there any special stories or anything you'd like to share? Any experiences of transformation or anything, of maybe someone who was very resistant at first?
Yeah. So I would say this one story from an event last year that was pretty amazing. We were at a huge event. People flew in. These brilliant scientists flew in from all over the country for this
Okay.
event, being
Oh,
in
wow.
Boston, lots of biotech. And there was this one girl she was a woman, not a girl. There was this one woman who we could tell was so nervous. She didn't talk to anybody. She just kind of like lingered around our table, and slowly we always take in these folks.
Yeah.
So slowly we got to talking to her and realizing that she was really nervous. She had never really traveled that far before.
Okay.
She was an extreme introvert, and so this idea of being at a networking event
That was
terrifying.
probably, yeah, terrifying.
And
yeah, I'm
she
sure.
did mention that she was an artist. So I said, you know what? I haven't gotten up and stretched in a while. I'm going to go take a walk, and I'll come right back. Why don't you take my seat? And so I let her sit down.
Oh my gosh.
And she painted her own, we were doing Boston skylines.
Yeah.
So I let her, and I just let her paint.
Oh my goodness.
And when I came back, I saw her shoulders relax. It seemed like she exhaled for the first time.
She
This
probably did,
huge
yeah.
smile on her face. And we
Wow.
have this great photo of her, so proud, holding her
That.
painting that she created.
Oh my God.
And to see that, she was able to really, that's the story right there.
Yeah. Yeah. That is a beautiful story.
She was able to use that art
Yeah.
as a complete pause in the night. She kind of shut out everything else that was happening and recenter herself. And it is similar to meditation or breath work.
Yeah.
Or it's this moment where you can return to yourself.
Right. And she knew enough to kind of linger around your table too,
Yeah.
you know, knowing
Yeah.
that she was into that, which
Yeah.
was, I think, such a gift. I mean, to think about a bio, what did you say? It was a bioscience
was a biotech.
or something?
Yeah.
Biotech conference, to have something like what you offer, especially for people who are uncomfortable being in the crowd,
Yeah,
people are
totally.
feeling lonely and isolated, and then just to do a little, to
And
have a little fun with that. That was brilliant.
It was, and I'll tell you, so many people will think like, oh, art experience, you do those fun little fashion portraits. And yes, we do. But honestly, if that's all you know about us, like that is just scratching the surface. And
Yeah.
what we really create are these moments, are
Yeah.
these little moments of joy. And then your guests get to go home with that moment of joy, which is pretty cool.
I know. I love that. I love that. And it's just, I think it says something about where we're going in our human connection, kind of like
100%.
as humanity, where we are going, that realizing that we need some balance. We can't all be into, you know, one direction and not the other, or like your previous experience of, you know, waking up at 4:30 a.m. and going full on straight until, you know, the afternoon. It's just, we're just burning ourselves out.
We are.
So
we are. And we're trying to do all the things. And, you know, I will say it forever, you know, instead of trying to do all the things, try to do less. And you'll find that you'll do the important things.
Yeah.
And then all the extras that were really not important or maybe you didn't want to do will go away.
And they'll get taken care of.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Yeah. 100%.
I do. I experiment with that myself too, because I have the, you know, like everybody, the list of 50 million things you have to do. And sometimes I just go, you know what, I'm just going to do nothing for a few minutes. Nothing. No emails, no social media, nothing.
Yeah.
And it's very powerful to be able to do that.
Someone
Definitely.
once told me, the fewer emails you send, the fewer emails you'll get back. And it was great advice.
That's true. That's true, because I tend to be a big communicator, so I send a lot of emails, yes. And then I send reinforcing emails and reminder emails. I do that, definitely. So let's talk a little bit about this. You're working on a workbook?
I am.
Yeah, what is that about?
Well, again, this transformation that happens at events is so amazing. And I thought, how can we go deeper here? And how can we take this to the next level, combined with the education that I've gotten over the past year about the subconscious mind and how we really need to peel back the layers to get to what's going on. So I'm working on a workbook. It will be based on creative breakthrough experiences. So whether that's a creative breakthrough day or a creative breakthrough session. And this workbook will be kind of that in a book. So it can be more self-guided. There'll be different exercises in the book to help you identify the things that are most important to you, exercises to help you pause, and then release the things that are no longer serving you, refill that with all the good things, and then action steps moving forward. Because I think that is the part that's often missing from kind of these, you know, self-help books, if that's what you want to call it. They fill you up with all the good feelings, but then it's like, okay, now what do I do? So we really want to close that loop and help people, especially people who are in my situation. You've worked super hard, you're really ambitious, you've put in 20 years in a career. And you're not feeling it anymore. So everyone's like, I don't know what to do next. This book will really help you figure out what your next move is. Maybe it's in the career or the company that you're in now, or if it's something new. So lots of different avenues. And I am hoping to take this and turn it into a live experience as well.
Yeah, wonderful. But so important, like, to have that whole process laid out in the workbook. You know, like, people wouldn't even know, where do I start? You know, what do I do? And you can lead them on that journey of the self-discovery, which is so great.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. And you know, even me, I have to make time to get it done. I have it all mapped out. I have it blocked.
Yeah, you probably have it in your head, right?
Yeah.
I know that. That story, definitely. And I think what you're doing too is you're helping people by walking through the process of where they feel uncomfortable, right? Like
Yes.
the young woman you described, and helping them be okay with feeling uncomfortable.
Absolutely. Listen, when I was going through, I'm a different person than I was 6 years ago. And
Really?
at some point in that phase, I cried for a year. Like I've never cried so much.
Wow.
It was this unraveling and really learning to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. It was not easy. And
No,
it took
I
a
imagine.
lot of breaking down certain relationships, certain expectations to then rebuild what I really wanted to be.
Yeah.
And I love the results, so.
Yeah. Well, look at what you've created. This is so fantastic.
Thank you.
I am so looking forward to not only what you do next with the art experience, but with the workbook that you're creating
you.
and all the other things that you're doing that you can just bring to people. And like I said, bring people together and help humanity in a new and different and certainly fun way. It really is fun.
I'm
It
super
could be
excited
fun.
about it.
So great. So tell everybody how to find you, how to connect with you
Yeah.
if they're interested in learning more.
So you can go to artexperience.co. You can find us on Instagram as well, artexperienced, or Giovanna_Chaisson. So you can find us in lots of different ways. And we love to brainstorm and chat. So if you are thinking of an event, and even if you don't have it all mapped out, like we
nice.
really love to work with. I am a designer at heart.
So
still.
you can, so you can take it the rest of the way.
Yeah,
If someone just comes to you with an idea,
Absolutely.
you can take it the rest of the way. Well, this was great. It was so good to get to know more about what you do and all the inspiration that you provide. I think, just
thank
your
you.
energy here today and all of your ideas and the things you offer are so important to share.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having this great
Thanks.
platform.
Thanks. And thank you, all of you, for watching or listening here today on Rise, Heal, and Grow with Leah M. Hill. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe on whatever platform you're joining us on today. And if you would like to be a guest as well, and you're in the Northeast Massachusetts area, you can go ahead and fill out the form at apollosunrise.com/podcast, and there's all the information right there on the page. Thanks again, and please join us again soon. We have lots more episodes coming up.